Hello everyone, this is Michelle Patterson here with Angel Souls, and this is your weekly Angel Oracle card reading for the week beginning November 14th, 2016. For this week, I'm going to be using the Magdalene Oracle by Tony Carmine Salerno, and of course pulling a color card from the Secret Language of Color Oracle deck by Anna Segal. And if you would like a personal reading with me, just go to my website at angelsouls444.com, the services page. If you submit a payment and you didn't follow instructions or you didn't read wait time, I think I'm just going to start giving refunds and moving on to the next person. There have been too many times where I've wasted a good chunk of time and making everybody else who did follow the instructions, making them wait because I'm trying to chase down somebody. So we're going to streamline this. I'm working for the people who really want a reading, who are not treating it like entertainment purposes. And yeah, I'm going to be focused on you. So that's how that's going to go from here on out. And if you, of course, if you'd like to support me on Patreon, I'll leave that information down below. And please do not forget about the Gumroad readings for December. We're going to be having actually 2017 overview on Gumroad, including the courses. So let's get to it. And as always, you'll be seeing me recording a few weeklies ahead of time. I do that around the holidays, so that I can travel and spend time with my family. So it may not be posted on Facebook, guys. Oh, that's another thing I should probably talk about. A lot of times I get people on Facebook who are like, oh, you didn't post a weekly. These are YouTube videos. They're always on YouTube. Okay. So sometimes when, like, I schedule them to go live at a certain point, it doesn't automatically go to Facebook. So if you don't see it, you know, on my Facebook page or whatever, just go over to my YouTube channel. It'll be there, or it should be there. If it's not, let me know. All right, so let's get to it here. Yeah, there's a lot of tension in the air. And some of you are probably going to leave a comment like, geez, Michelle, that intro, there's a lot of tension in that intro. No, there's not. That's just having to, you know, be honest and speak up. All right, so let's see how we're handling things for this November 14th week. There's a card. Co-creation. Remember, you're in charge, okay? You're helping this process along. Nothing happens without your permission. There's tension, but it doesn't necessarily mean that people are going to be at each other's throats. It's just change is happening. And in order for us to deal with that, yeah, we have to stay grounded. That's the next card. The resurrection, we're coming into a new way. Yeah, so, I mean, again, it feels like kind of like similar messages coming up here. Let's see what we have. Okay, so we have co-creation. That's the first card that comes up. And we're already feeling like there's a lot of evaluation, what's working, what's not working, without over-analyzing, okay? Like, we don't want to go crazy with the analyzing, right? But some of us might start waking up to, oh my gosh, I thought this was my path. I thought this was the solution. And this is just as bad as the last thing I was doing. Or I thought, oh, okay, I'm going to open up to my spirituality, but it turns out that the spiritual community can be just as corrupt as the last community I was a part of. So that's another thing. Again, it's this trending kind of message, because it's not just like, let's give us a profound message for this week and move on with our lives, right? It's a process. So things are breaking open. Layer by layer, we're releasing this stuff, and this is a mindset. They're saying, you know, they're releasing the mindset so you can co-create that which you truly want, which really resonates with who you truly are. But if we're walking around sort of being programmed according to what somebody else thinks we should be, and it may not be a specific person, it might be a community, okay, an industry, what have you, okay, that's telling you this is the correct way to do things, and maybe that's just not resonating with you. So you're being encouraged this week to take your power back, get on out there, figure out what's right for you, and go on that way, okay? So the next card we have here is Gaia. Now, of course, whenever the Gaia card comes up, that's Gaia saying, hey, don't forget, I'm a soul as well. You have to take care of me. I'm letting you live here, okay? I gave you that body. So, you know, just be mindful of course, always be mindful of Gaia. But this is also, I feel, call for detoxification, getting grounded, connecting. Again, hang with me as I say this, letting all the negativity flow out of you. But again, there's this whole idea that you're never supposed to have a negative emotion. That is so not healthy, okay? That's you not acknowledging your whole and complete being, if that makes sense, okay? And we've talked about that too over the past couple of weeks. We have to honor the physical self, the psychological self, the spiritual self, all of it, okay? You are a complete and whole being. So you can't just, that's what we were saying too about, just, I'm just going to anchor into my spirituality. Well, that's not very grounded, is it? Right? You are of this earth. You are part of this world. You have to remember that in order to be an effective co-creator, okay? To create the existence that you want. Then we have, this is a good reading. It's tough, but it's good. The resurrection. So there's a lot of big transformation happening this week. And again, it could be just on a very internal level where you're just like, I don't know, I'm just not going to take it anymore. Again, that seems like fighting words, and I don't want to, I don't want to put it that way, but it's something within you. It could be a shift in your perspective. And I think for a lot of you, they're saying 98% of you, it's going to be a shift in perspective where, okay, not engaging, okay. Wow, okay, hang with me here because it's a lot of stuff. So I guess for everybody it's going to be different, but it's sort of like something might trigger you this week where you hit your threshold of tolerance and you're just like, I'm going to walk away, or I'm going to turn off the TV, or I'm not going to allow people to treat me like that anymore. Again, it doesn't have to be a fight. It's just you changing your perspective and realizing they're not going to change. All right, you know what? So I'm going to go over here and do my thing. I'm going to get back to me and figure out what I need. And that's part of your resurrection. That's part of you because you're honoring the whole and complete self. You're tapping more fully into the divine in some way. And I know that's not it's not what we're taught, right? With religion or whatever. It's almost like the physical self is bad and negativity is bad and moodiness is bad. Let me tell you something. Oh, I almost dropped the card. If you're not having a bad day every once in a while, you ain't doing it. You ain't doing it. You are not being human. You are not, you know what I'm saying? So watch the escapism this week. Okay, hang on one second. Can you say that clearly, please? It doesn't have to be hard. I'm putting it that way because it's so complicated how they're saying it. Okay, see, I don't want to use buzz terms and I don't want to do all that because we become so numb to it. But it's taking all the pieces of you and bringing them all together again, okay? So if you're somebody who's just awakening on your spiritual path, all that good stuff, that's wonderful. But don't get hung up. Well, I've been saying this for forever, okay? Don't get hung up on the gurus. Just because someone wrote a lot of books and got them published doesn't make them a good writer, and it doesn't mean that they know what they're talking about. It just means somebody was on their side. I know that's a tough thing to say, but just remember that, okay? We also want to avoid, they're really hung up on this escapism thing. And they were kind of hitting me with that before I sat down because there's like an urgency behind it. A lot of people, again, when they go into their spiritual belief systems and what have you, it's like, oh, that's why I'm different. Oh, that's why my life isn't good. Because really, I'm from another planet. And I'm just here on human mission. Okay. I mean, okay. I'm not trying to laugh at that per se because, listen, hey, we don't know everything. Who knows what's going on? But I think so many people are just, again, psychologically trying to escape their pain by trying to put a label on themselves. And in some cases, they're going really off the rails and they're getting really off path with who they are. So again, it goes back to that Gaia card. As you resurrect, as you come into this divinity, it's honoring the whole and complete self, honoring your good days and your bad days, because honey, it's the contrast where all the knowledge is. Okay? Learn from it. Don't run away from it. And of course, be grounded this week. Now, we have eternal embrace here. So every time, like I'm feeling it right now, like I'm finding it hard to even breathe right now. I was like really chill. I had just meditated, I was lighting some good candles. And then I sat down and I was like, okay, fine, whatever. Let's do the message. But the eternal embrace card is saying like, you're going to see some karmic partners coming around. You might have made some missteps. You might have, misjudged someone or misjudged a situation or something like that. And that's okay. Even if on the surface and in this human existence it didn't turn out so nice, you still learned something from that person. That connection was very, very, very valuable. Okay? So this eternal embrace can also speak to people who are in sort of a codependent romantic partnership. Okay. I don't know why I'm attracted to that person. They treat me not so well, and yet I keep coming back. I don't know what's wrong with me. You know, look for those kinds of feelings this week. And don't beat yourself up. Remember, you're honoring your whole and complete self. But just step back from it for just a second and be like, what the heck? Why am I doing that? What is the connection there? The other thing that the angels are coming forward and saying is that so many of you humans, us humans, are trying to make human sense of everything. Yes? So the universe is far more expansive than anything our human brains are ever going to be able to take. All right? But yet we still strive for the answers. We still strive for it's this, it's this, it's this. And they're saying it is all of that and it is none of it. There you go. Go back and figure that one out. I don't know. But I think what they're getting at here is, you know, live the best life that you can and don't feel like you have to have all the answers. You're not going to figure it out. Okay. And we get into dangerous territory with people who think they have all the answers. Again, with the kind of work I do, I have so many people come forward and leave comments. It's like this and it's like this and it's like this. Well, this ancient esoteric art says this, this, and this, and therefore it is correct. It is all correct. And it is all incorrect. Do we want to sit and keep spinning around that? Or do we want to just worry about our own microcosm and loving one another and trying to bring peace into this world? We certainly need that, don't we? I'm actually recording this on November 7th in the United States. Tomorrow we figure out who our next president is going to be. So tensions are, well, there's a perfect manifestation example. Like, you know, it's the election coming up, and I think all of us are on pins and needles, so to speak, seeing what's going to be happening. But we don't need to be distracted by those things. We don't need to be, let me get this, guys. It's not an easy message. Let me see if I can articulate it. They're just doing this, like just, you know, stop making everything so complicated. Stop thinking that, you know, one spiritual practice is better than another. Stop getting, you know, distracted by all the arguments and, you know, things that are devised and put into place to keep us at war with one another. Okay? We can overcome that. We can rise above it. But again, you don't want, when we say rise above, we don't want to overcorrect. We humans do that all the time. We think rise above. Okay, well then I'm rising above all this negativity. And now you're self-righteous and you missed the mark. We're realizing this week how much we've messed up, which is an awesome thing. That's what you're built to do. You were built to make mistakes. That's why you have an ego consciousness, right? It's through those mistakes that you're learning, you're growing, you're getting stronger, so on and so forth. So it's not a bad thing, but really watch that, the resurrection thing, okay? It's not a surface level thing. Oh, well then my candidate in the United States is going to win the election, and then we're going to resurrect and rise above all the problems. It has nothing to do with that. It's soul level. It's a personal resurrection. Okay. Whew, that was heavy. Okay, we still have a color card to go. Let's do it. Let's see how this goes. How y'all feeling? Go ahead and comment below. But again, you know, and this is a time where people who've suffered traumas in their life, okay? And this is everybody. These are those people who, I was just talking to a friend about this, you know, they end up having things like personality disorders. We've talked about that before because of some trauma or something happening to them, and they go around and try punishing everybody else for how they feel. And this is like, I forget what the stat was on it. I think it was like 20-25% of the population. Think about me doing this, doing readings for people. No wonder people leave nasty comments. Fellow YouTubers, it's okay. Okay? There are people who are going to try to control and manipulate and drag you down and get you to stop talking and to get you to, you know, back off because they're unhappy and they don't want anybody else to be happy, right? So again, I think there's a message in that too. Find your happiness by letting all that go and not, you can't do this thing where you're like, oh, don't let it get to you. I personally hate it when people say that. First of all, if you were going through it, it'd be a whole different story, wouldn't it? It's easy to say when you're not in it, right? But knowing that no matter what happens, you can always take care of yourself because you are everything that you need, okay? So the color card we have here is Lemon. Access Innovative Thinking. The number is 23. Again, that's that resurrection card. And if you look at it, they both have this sort of like solar plexus thing going on, right? So finding your courage, finding your strength, not finding a warlike person coming out of you necessarily, but thinking in a different way, taking a different approach, because the old approach has not been working, guys, and you deserve to be happy. We all deserve to be happy. We should be loving each other. We shouldn't be in competition constantly with one another. Yes, you're going to have your karmic, it's all fitting together, right? Your karmic partners coming along and teaching you something, paying off that karma, whatever you have going on. But they're saying take a different approach, look at it in a different way, okay? Because it doesn't need to be something that you suffer through, right? We choose suffering. And hopefully we can let that go this week, okay? So there it is, guys. Have a beautiful week. And of course, I am sending you so much love. Take care.